Now we are focusing on World War II. From previous several minutes, we were just saying World War II, World War II, but we were discussing out just situation that is prior to World War. That was really essential one, because we discussed lot of politics and particularly the policies by Germany as well as by other nations also. And now we are focusing on World War. Now it was there, the World War II began at 1st September 1939. Now initially the reason was there that Germany invaded parts of Poland, and therefore Britishers and French both given warning. They asked Germany to take out their army. As they were not ready to do so, Britishers and followed by French declared war against Germany. Now Germany was having Austria along with Germany only. Italy was not ready to enter in war immediately. Mussolini was having confusion that whether this war Hitler is going to win or not. And therefore, as in World War I, Italy was not initially entered in war. In World War II also, Italy was not ready to enter in war initially. Now, Hitler was quite confident. Hitler declared war, and then Hitler conquered half of the Poland. German army reached till Warsaw in just 15 days. That was marvelous achievement by German army. They advanced in Poland because Polish army was not really prepared for war. They were in ancient era only, and therefore, and obviously German army was marvelously and prepared for war, intentionally prepared for war, because there was no other motive for Hitler rather than making huge empire with his army. And then they almost conquered half of Poland. Now from backside Russia attacked on Poland, and Russian also conquered Poland. And then they forced German people to change their treaty. What was initial idea? That part of Poland, that is Danzig corridor, that should be kept by Germany. Whatever the Russian territory of Poland, that should be there in Russia, and remaining Polish nation should be there on map. But now Stalin asked, we should not keep that nation on map. Instead of that, we can divide Poland and take out. And that was done ultimately. I am now switching over this area. So almost half of Poland was taken by Germany and half of Poland was taken by Russia. Now there is no question of East Prussia, because that also taken by Germany. As Danzig corridor is not there, this land become continuous one. This is marvelous achievement of Hitler, that is the unification of German land. But just check out whether he was right, because Sudeten land was conquered, that was German land only, but Czech land was never German land. He conquered that. Danzig corridor he conquered, right thing, that was German land only, but rest of Poland he conquered. That is showing his imperialism. That is not right thing for Hitler, but he now started out showing his power, and with help of that power he conquered half of Poland, which was unnecessary, but for his purpose it was necessary. Now the war broke out at eastern borders as well as western borders, but there was no war to that extent on western side. After finishing of Poland, it was almost think that war is ended, like that situation. But England continued that we are going to fight war with you, that statement. In between, Russia created some problem. The same way Germany conquered Austria, like that communist parties in Estonia, Lithuania and Latvia. These communist parties were carried out trouble. Then followed by they got power in their hands and they asked Stalin to enter their army, to send their army in this nation. And this way Stalin conquered these all Baltic nation in same manner as Hitler conquered Austria and followed by Czechoslovakia. The same thing carried out by Russia here, and Hitler was having no words to tell now, because Hitler was not able to deny that okay, president asked and you send army, because Hitler also carried out same thing. But here Hitler realized that Russia is doing something different than decided in treaty. The Polish treaty changed out. Same way Estonia, Lithuania and Latvia, these Baltic nations captured. And now Hitler's one of the general was giving him a plan to conquer Norway and Sweden. But Hitler was not ready to conquer that. Reason, say this is a Sweden. From Sweden, Hitler was getting steel. Hitler was already having now Czechoslovakia, the Sudetenland part, where weapons factory, ordnance factory was there. For that purpose, he required steel, and steel was imported from Sweden to great extent. In case of winter season, as these ports were not functioning because of simple ice accumulation, they were using here another port that is called as Narvik port. This is Norway and the port named is Narvik. From Narvik port, they were importing out this steel to Germany. Hitler was not ready to disturb this sequence unnecessarily, because these nations were peaceful nations and no enmity was there here. But Russia suddenly carried out attack over Finland. Russia was preparing for World War II. Russia was aware that Hitler is carrying out non-aggression treaty, but it is not true, because for Poland they carried out non-aggression treaty for 20 years and abolished just in 6 years. The same thing Stalin was aware, and so Stalin demanded that Finland should not keep any cities in the way that Germany should attack on that. And therefore Russia carried out war with Finland, but that war extended nearly for 6 months, because Finnish people or people of Finland, they fought with Russia bravely. This was advertisement of Russian army, how Russian army is weaker. Worldwide this advertise was going on, because Finnish army was just 2 lakhs. And then they fought with Russian army bravely. They used different type of hand grenades named as Molotov cocktail. Molotov is foreign minister of Russia. And now Finnish people extended the war, and ultimately Russia concluded the war by forcing some treaty over Finland. But because of this war, there was chance that English people may enter in Norway and Sweden in order to offer protection. And this way World War entered in second phase. That phase started at Norway and Sweden. Germany simply declared threat to Denmark. Now in Denmark, they given some ultimatum of 5 hours that you have to accept or we will fetch war. And ultimately Danish king accepted that ultimatum, and Germany entered in Denmark. Denmark was annexed by Germany. Total internal freedom, we are saying, that is something like dominion status was given to Denmark. Hitler promised that Germany will not interfere in internal matters of Denmark. Even 7,000 Jews from Denmark were not getting any trouble by German people. Like that assurity was given by Germany. Denmark was annexed, Danish king accepted the condition of treaty by protesting out. Now, it was turn of Sweden. A person like Seyss-Inquart was there, named as Quisling. That Quisling was there in Sweden. He betrayed Swedish people, and same way he called German army in Sweden. So Sweden was annexed. Hitler protected his steel. Churchill, Winston Churchill, you are aware, the great man, and I hate that man from Indian side, but that is different part. But for England, that man was great. So Winston Churchill was now naval minister in government, because in England a wartime government was formed and he was appointed as naval minister. Winston Churchill was asking Chamberlain again and again to send army, particularly navy, to protect Norway. And ultimately message was sent to Norway that yes, we are sending our ships for your protection. Whereas German people carried out same thing. The German ships flagged with British flag went to Norway, and Norwegian people welcomed them. And then they realized the English ships or that English soldiers were not able to speak English. This way Norway was betrayed by Germany and then followed by attack. But Norwegian king was not ready to surrender. The capital of Norway was Oslo. Oslo was badly attacked by German. He left out Oslo and he was there in ice outside that, but still he was guiding out his people to fight. And for several days Norway was in fight with Germany. Norway denied to surrender. Immediately British army went over Norway. Same way German army was there with Norway, and the massive battle started out from Norwich Point. Norway was initially captured by German people, but soon that was rescued by British army. And then the classic army from France and from France and England entered over Norwich to defeat Germany. The class 1 army was there here to defeat Germany, and German army got terrible defeat from Norwich Point. From Norwich Point onwards, Germany started retreating back here. That was marvelous achievement by Chamberlain. Hitler was observing that fact, what is happening over there. See, the top class army of England and France is now going to Norwich. Hitler was now asking people, his army man, what plan we had to do for France. The plan was simple, that first we should attack on Belgium, as it was there in First World War. So attack on Belgium, and from Belgium we have to enter here. Say there was Maginot Line here between Germany and France. Same way there was Siegfried Line constructed by Hitler, that French will not attack from this side. So German side there was Siegfried Line, from French side it was Maginot Line. So this line they were not able to cross. So they decided that there is no protection between Belgium and France and Belgium and Germany. There was only one important fort in Belgium named as El Amen. That fort was marvelously constructed. That was considered as a modern miracle, the most advanced fort and really difficult to conquer. Germany can enter in France only through this fort if captured, and then they will enter here. But that same plan was expected by British people or French people, that in First World War or even before that war between Prince Bismarck and France, at that time also same plan was carried out. So these people were expecting same plan. Manstein is name of person in German army. He proposed another plan. What he said, that first we have to annex Holland. Then we have to enter in Belgium. The one moment we are entering in Belgium, French army will enter in Belgium to protect that. The battle will there in Belgium. We have to take back. This way German army will take back here, whereas French army will enter more and more towards Holland. Once French and British army over here entered safely till Holland, we have to send another army. That will see, I am showing here now blue color for Germany and red color for Britishers. So this way army is entering, retreating back. Here there is forest land. This forest is called as Forest of Ardennes. German army should enter from this side through Forest of Ardennes, and it will make this way propagation. So British army, or say what is that, British and French army will get trapped over this territory, and then we can close this jaw and we can defeat this army. That was the marvelous idea by Manstein. On paper or on whiteboard, it is all right that this is the arrow of British army, this is the arrow of German army, all right. But practically the Forest of Ardennes was really difficult to cross. A dense forest with creeks and rivers, a marshy place in between, and so it is not possible, it was not possible easily to cross out this Ardennes forest. But Germans were highly inspired by Hitler. Hitler was again and again reminding German people, as German people are Nordic Aryans, the pure Aryans one, and nothing is impossible for Aryans. Hitler challenged out this plan, accepted. He challenged out British and French world over here. To the surprise, it was having very, very risky plan also, that suppose this army was trapped by French, then, but he accepted that trouble and started out work. Holland was not going to any side, neither British side, not to French, German side. Holland was of opinion that Germany can achieve success all over the world, but not in Holland. Why? Simple reason, Holland is nation of canals. Small dams were constructed. Land is extremely flat. Something we can, from Indian side, we can consider the land of Holland is something like Bangladesh and West Bengal. The rivers originating in Europe, maximum time they are going towards Belgium and Holland. What thing they had to do? Only that the moment Hitler declared wars against Holland and army of Germany started invading Holland, they should only destroy the canals, and so that land will become marshy and Hitler will not able to propagate with his tank. That was idea. Hitler declared war against Holland. Holland accepted that war proposal. War started out. On day 1st, Hitler sent his paratroopers. From aeroplane, that paratroopers entered on the dam, and on first day, dam walls were captured out. Now what you are going to destroy? Nothing. And from day 2nd, German army entered in Holland. Still, Holland was fighting out. Hitler was having period of 5 days. He decided that in 5 days we have to conquer Holland. On 5th day, Hitler found that Holland, that Dutch people are fighting back, and it is not easy for them to conquer Holland. In England, there was change. Chamberlain resigned out prime ministership, and Winston Churchill was appointed as new Prime Minister of England, a great personality for England. He was facing out the problem of Holland now, and then they got success that they were able to carry out somewhat strong opposition from Holland side, and then Hitler ordered to destroy capital of Holland. Amsterdam was badly bombarded by German Air Force, and ultimately at afternoon Holland declared their defeat. Holland surrendered out. On 5th day after declaring war, Holland surrendered out. And then the German army entered in Belgium. Now Britishers and French were ready. They entered in Belgium. And war was there between these army entered from Germany and British. German army started going back. As a sign of victory, this French army, more and more French army entered in the battlefield. They got final blow for Germany, once here and now second here. To the surprise, that fine day, German army came out from Ardennes forest. Hitler made it possible by different polymer bridges they used, and then entire German army came out from this, and then Britishers and French were troubled out. The real jaw was opened out. German army started firing from this side as well as this side. British and French army was trapped. Ultimately, Winston Churchill decided to return that army at Dunkirk is the post. Till Dunkirk, the army was taken back. Then Hitler decided to stop firing on that army, and he allowed Britishers to take out that army back. More than 3 lakh soldiers were returned to England from that. They were injured, tired of war. They were not having any weapons because all these weapons were kept at Ardennes only, Dunkirk only. But still, their army survived. Winston Churchill said this thing as successful defeat of their army. Why successful? Because army survived. Defeat, yes, because now world-class French and British army was either involved in this war or that was there in England from Dunkirk. And now these armies showed their own way. Norwich was captured, Norway was surrendered out. Here Denmark was lost, Holland was lost, Belgium was lost, and now there was number of France. The French people started opposition here, but they were not able to stand in front of this German army. German army started out entering over here and defeating French army. And at that moment, Italian army also carried out attack on French from this side. Ultimately, after 15 days of continuous defeat, French decided to surrender out. And Paris was conquered by German army. French decided to keep Paris as open city because they were wondering about their fantastic buildings in Germany, in Paris, and they decided that we should not fight war at Paris. And this way, Germany was able to occupy Paris, and then French decided to surrender out. The world-class achievement was carried out by Hitler. This was really revenge of First World War from German side. In the same compartment of train where Treaty of Versailles was signed, in that same compartment, Germans were sitting out for treaty and French were surrendered out. Hitler treated French people with great dignity at that time. Hitler asked them to keep navy under their control only, colonies of France under their control only. But whatever land conquered by Germany was conquered by Germany only, and French soldiers, those who were captured, they were kept by Germany only. So this way, now the border of Germany extended somewhat like this. This is marvelous achievement carried out by Hitler, that the enemy France was completely defeated. One of the dream was fulfilled, and now it was number of France, and now it was number of England. German aeroplanes were started attack on England. But before this attack Germany carried out, Hitler was warning England again and again that we should stop this war now. Why? Because Hitler was victorious until here. He was saying that one should stop war. English should take care of their colonies. We are not against British people. Otherwise, we can defeat you at Battle of Dunkirk only. We can kill your army at Battle of Dunkirk, but we didn't. We are not against England. Kindly stop this war. But Churchill refused out. Hitler was continuously targeting out Churchill. Because of this one man, England is fighting out. This is stupid man. Like that he carried out argumentation. But still, Churchill decided to fight. Hitler was not having any plan to defeat England. Say, England was having very great navy. Hitler's navy was not even 35% of British navy. That was the major drawback for Hitler, that this British Channel, he was not able to cross out British Channel unless he was able to defeat out British navy. His power was in tanks, but these tanks were not of any use in England, as we had to cross out this strait, British Channel. Then he decided to carry out aerial attack on England, and this way aerial attacks were begin on England. This is the part of history where Hitler was victorious one. You can check out his empire now, that was ranging from Sweden and Norway, Denmark, Belgium, Holland, half of France here. Now German army entered in Finland also. Why? Because Finland carried out treaty with Germany and protection was given to Finland. And this way Finland was having now German army, because it should not protect, it should not further attack by Russian. So this way German army was there in in Finland. Now here is the nation Romania. Romania was threatened by Russia. Some 2 wells of oil that Russia was claiming they belong to Russia, whereas Romania was saying it belonged to Romania. Ultimately, Romanian chief visited Hitler that kindly help us. Hitler carried out marvelous politics. He asked Romanian people to surrender these 2 wells to Russia. Rest of Romania was protected by German army. So this way in Romania, German army entered. And there was no war between Russia. Now Russia was stopped to enter in Romania by making this type of agreement. So he stopped out any confusion between Romania and Russia by making this politics. Now Spain was there. Just skipped out one point in earlier discussion, that is about Spain. Why Italy and Germany become friend and how their friendship increased out. That is the reason, because of Spain. In Spain, there was a person, military chief, that was General Franco. He was trying to get power in hand, whereas democratic government was there. England, France, America, like that, democratic nations were supporting morally for these local, for these democratic people. Whereas dictator nation, that Germany and Italy, was practically supporting out the General Franco. Germany sent his Luftwaffe, that is Air Force, to help of General Franco and carried out lot of practice of aerial war, and General Franco succeeded the war. General Franco became a dictator of Spain. Now France was threatened. This is before World War. So France was threatened by one side by Italy, another side by Spain, and one side by Germany. That was politics carried out by Germany. Now Germany was having terrible aerial experience, and that experience they counted over England. Same way, now Germany was planning to carry out attack on Russia, because in Mein Kampf, Hitler again and again saying that after destruction of French power at West, we have to carry out attack on Russia. So Hitler was planning out to carry out attack on Russia. Now Italy declared war against France, and so Italy also entered in war. Italy sent his army in Africa under leadership of Marshal Graziani. They entered in Africa, Sahara Desert, to conquer that part. Now Hitler was having problem of Italy. Italian army was not victorious one. They were not able to fight and defeat enemy. And British and French army that was present in Sahara Desert, particularly British army, was able to defeat Graziani. Ultimately, Hitler sent his great general, General Rommel, in Sahara Desert, and he helped out Graziani, and then British army was defeated in this territory. Albania is another nation, whereas Italy occupied that Albania, a small Muslim nation in Europe that was annexed by Mussolini. And now Mussolini was ready to carry out attack on Greece. Why? For the simple reason he wanted to expand his territories also, as Hitler is doing here. Another reason that Hitler was not giving any idea to Mussolini what he is going to do. And then he was saying, after carrying out attack, friend, my army now crossed out border of this nation, etc. So Mussolini decided to do same thing. In between that, Hitler was planning that British army should not be there in this territory. For that purpose, there was a problem of Crete. You are aware this Crete island is there, where somewhere 26,000 British army was there. Hitler was not ready to keep this army over here, but Hitler was not able to defeat out this army because British Navy was strong over here, and Hitler decided to carry out aerial attack. Some 5,000 paratroopers, very young students from Germany, they landed over this. Half of them were executed in air only by British army, and half of them were able to reach on surface, and these 2,500 German soldiers were able to defeat 27,000 British army from this land, and ultimately they, with help of their navy, started leaving this island, and then under leadership of Göring, Air Marshal of Germany, they defeated out and they destroyed out these ships. Simply 27,000 British army was lost in this battle, whereas German were having power on Crete. Where Albania, from Albania, Italian army entered on Greece. They carried out attack, and obviously Greece was held by Britishers. Hitler was planning that there should not be any British army on European side before he started attack on Russia. And now Hitler decided that okay, carry out war. Italy was not able to carry out war with Greece. Whatever territory of Greece was lost in hands of Italian people, Britishers, with help of Britishers, Greece recovered that, and then Greeks entered in Albania also. to defeat Italy from Albania. Now Hitler asked Mussolini that, can I help? And Italy said yes. There was only small problem that Yugoslavia was there. Hitler asked permission of Yugoslavia that allow us to send army. Initially government accepted, but then that government was collapsed. The new government formed and they said no, we are not ready to pass out German army through our nation. And then obviously Nazis fought war with this Yugoslavia for 15 days and they got power of Yugoslavia also. They reached till Belgrade, the capital of Yugoslavia, and bombarded that badly because not a single gun was there on Belgrade. Now their army entered in Albania, where British army was badly defeated, and then they take over the Greece. This way German army entered till Greece. Germany was carrying out continuous war with England.